Hello, my dear companion. This is Earl Purdy, and I want to welcome you to Hardcore Course in Miracles. And we're going to be talking about how do you really feel safe in this world? How can you allow yourself to have true safety and to let go of your sense of threat and your fear of something happening to you at any level? Well, we're going to talk about that from A Course in Miracles today. So stick around, hang in there with me. And we start out with a little music from Brother John Christmas to allow ourselves to get centered. And so take a breath, let go of whatever you're focused in on the world, and let's go really, really deep. Breathe, 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 breathe. Breathe, 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 breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. There's a call for God, I see it everywhere. Everybody's running scared. Everything is turning upside down. But the words I hear, they keep coming through from deep inside of me and you. It's telling us that love is who I am. You and me were not that far apart. Yeah, we're beating the same heart. We've been together from the start. Tell me, can you hear it? Tell me, can you feel it? Put your arms around it. Know that we are one. Yeah, yeah, we are one. Now let's come together and understand that love was born inside of everyone. He's waiting for us to choose love as ourselves. When we choose love, we know you choose me too. Everyone becomes a part of you. And then you will know that love is who I am. You and me were not that far apart. Yeah, we're bleeding the same heart. We've been together from the start. Tell me, can you hear it? Tell me, can you feel it? Put your arms around it and know that we are one. Yeah, yeah, we are one. Oh, we are one. Yeah, we are one. Sounds like a rumor, but the truth is, we are one. And I'm going to talk to you strange. I'm not going to talk to you in a normal way. And I'm not going to say the stuff that the world teaches you and the world tells you about anything. So if you're ready to hear something very different, then you're in the right place. If you want to be happy more than you want to be right, you're in the right place. I'm Earl Purdy. I've been teaching and learning A Course in Miracles for over 42 years. And I'm here to be especially helpful to students of A Course in Miracles. I'm your remembering coach. I'm your divine repetition teacher. Do you know that the Course in Miracles teaches that the way that you accept a truth, a new way of looking at things, is you have to repeat it to yourself over and over and over and over and over again. That if there's any new ideas that you want to accept, it's not through analyzation that you accept a new idea. It's through repetition that you accept ideas. Do you know that you believe what you believe because it's been repeated to you over and over and over and over again? You've been told that you are a human being over and over and over again, to the point that you probably believe that that's what you are. But I'm going to say something very different to you. You are not a human being. You are not a human being. You are not a human being. You are a spiritual being. Do you know you are a spiritual being having a human experience? You are a what? You are a spiritual being having an experience of being a separate human being. So what is it that you need to remember? You need to remember that you need not believe the ideas. I'm so glad you're here with me to go deep. So glad you're here. You need not believe the ideas that I'm about to tell you. You need not accept the ideas that I'm about to share with you from A Course in Miracles. You need not even welcome the ideas that I'm about to share with you from A Course in Miracles. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. Some of the ideas that I give you from A Course in Miracles. Some of the ideas from A Course in Miracles that I give you, you will find some of the ideas from A Course in Miracles hard to believe. I'm going to say some things to you that may be hard to believe and quite startling. Do you know that Earl may startle you? I may startle you. Something that I say to you from A Course in Miracles may do what? Startle you. So what is it that the Course in Miracles is not asking you to do? Hey, mighty companion, so glad you all are here with me. You are not asked to judge and analyze the ideas at all. I am not going to analyze these ideas. So how do you know if these ideas are true? Well, the way that you know these ideas are true is that you have to use. Did I say use? You have to use the ideas. Use the ideas. And what will happen when you use the ideas? When you use the ideas from A Course in Miracles will show you that the ideas are true. If you use the ideas, if you use the ideas, if you use the ideas, these ideas will show you that they are true. We're going to be in the Course in Miracles Blue Book. We're going to be in the workbook for students, lesson 153, and we are going to be on page 285, paragraph 9. Lesson 153 is, in my defenselessness, my safety lies. In your defenselessness, your safety lies in your defenselessness. Your safety lies in not being defensive. So don't forget that the purpose of this lesson is to get you in touch with how to truly be safe from a spiritual, metaphysical perspective. So how do you really experience safety? Some of the things I say you may not understand. Don't worry about it. The first thing the Course in Miracles says is that you have to be introduced to another way of looking at things. So it's not unusual if you're hearing something very different from what you believe, that you may not understand it, which means you may not accept it. So it's more important that you hear this new way of thinking than that you necessarily understand everything about the new way of thinking that the Course in Miracles gives you. And like I said, I am going to help you with this because the Course in Miracles has its own definitions for many of the terms that it uses. And the Course in Miracles also says that you should read it slowly. So I do not rush through it. I do not read the Course in Miracles like you're reading a magazine or a novel. What we want to do is hear what it's saying. So the first thing it says in paragraph 9 on page 285 is, do you know that I teach in a question and answer format and in plain language. So the first sentence in paragraph 9 says, we look past dreams today. So what does it mean to look past dreams? Dreams are something that are not real. Dreams are something that we imagine. So the Course in Miracles is telling us we are going to look past what's not true today. We're going to look past what we imagine to be true today. And so what are we going to recognize? He says you need to recognize that we need no defense. You may not believe that you don't need to be that you don't need to be defended and that you don't need to be defensive. But the Course in Miracles says you need to recognize, number one, if you want to feel truly safe in that situation that you're in, and in this situation that you're in, because I'm going to make the Course in Miracles very practical. So we need to look past dreams and do what? He says, recognize that we need no defense. Why is it that you don't have to try to defend yourself and protect yourself from outside threats? Well, the Course in Miracles says because we are created unassailable. So how do you make yourself unassailable? How do you keep yourself from believing in attack or believing that you could be attacked? The Course in Miracles explains itself as it goes along. That's why you don't have to analyze it. It's going to tell you everything that it's talking about. So you don't need to defend yourself because you were created as a spiritual being. And as a spiritual being, you cannot be attacked. In your true nature, you cannot be assailed. So what do you need to do to be unassailable? Well, the Course says you need to be without all thought or wish in which attack has any meaning. So if you want to be safe in the situation that you're in right now, then you must let go of the idea of attacking that other person or attacking anyone. Because what you give is what you are asking for, and what you give is what you are going to draw to you, and it's what you are going to receive. Now, do you know that the Course in Miracles says a thought of attacking is you wanting to attack someone else, and a thought of attack is you believing you can be hurt or attacked by someone else. So a thought of attack, an attack thought, is not just, well, I don't have any desires to hurt anybody or to attack anybody else. But let me ask you, do you believe someone can attack you? Do you believe that you can be hurt? Well, if you believe that you can be attacked, then A Course in Miracles says, well, that's also an attack thought. So an attack thought would be you wanting to attack someone or hurt someone, and you're believing that someone wants to attack you or hurt you. That's an attack thought. But you were created as a spiritual being. You were created unassailable. So if you want to be safe, I'll say it again, you have to learn how to let go of thinking about attacking, wishing that you could attack someone else, or imagining or dreaming that someone could hurt you or you could hurt someone. Now, I know that there's going to be a lot of thoughts that may come up of course somebody could hurt me, somebody could attack me. This is a frightening world where anything can happen to you. Those are thoughts of attack. Remember what I said, that a thought of attack was the thought of you being attacked. And never forget that metaphysically, in metaphysical spirituality, we are learning that thought is creative, that what you perceive and experience is a result of your thinking and your beliefs. What you experience is a result of your beliefs. What you perceive is the result of your beliefs. What you perceive and experience is the result of your beliefs. So since you were created as a spiritual being, and you were created as an unassailable spiritual being, when you don't have any thoughts of being attacked or any thoughts of being attacked, you cannot fear, because why would you be afraid if you really believed you were safe? Why would you be afraid if you really thought you were safe? Why would you be afraid if you really thought you were connected to God? Why would you be afraid if you really believed in God? If you really believe in a higher power, why are you afraid? If you really believe in a higher power, why are you afraid? So when you recognize that it's your own thoughts of attack that attracts attack and that creates attack, and you no longer want to have those thoughts, then you will be safe, and then you can't fear. So what is it that would keep you from fearing? What is it would keep you from being afraid? What would keep you from being afraid is leaving all your fearful thoughts behind. So what do you need to do to let go of your fear? You have to let go of your fearful thoughts. How do you let go of your depression? You have to let go of your depressing thoughts. How do you let go of your sadness? You have to let go of your sad thoughts, because it's your thoughts that are determining how you feel. Your thoughts are determining how you feel about this person. Your thoughts are determining how you feel about this situation. Your thoughts are determining how you feel about this situation. Your thoughts are determining how you feel about this situation that you're dealing with right now. It's your thoughts that are determining how you feel about this person right now. So what happens when you become defenseless? What happens when you don't? See, being defenseless simply means, what does being defenseless means? it means that you are not walking around through the world expecting someone to deceive you, hurt you, harm you, and attack you. Because you realize that you are a spiritual being, and you are not only a spiritual being, you are a loving spiritual being. So you know that being a truly loving spiritual being, a truly loving spiritual being is not a being that wants to attack others, is not a being that's projecting and blaming others. So therefore, you don't have any vibration or thought within you that would attract pain and suffering and attack to you, because you've left all fearful thoughts behind. Now the Course in Miracles, now remember, the Course in Miracles is telling you how to really be safe. Because when you are tapped into your true self, when you are tapped into your spiritual self, then nothing can hurt you. Now, if you are totally identified with your human self, do you know if you are totally identified with your human self that you believe can be hurt, then you're going to be afraid. And if you are afraid, that's a way of saying you're expecting that there could be something that could hurt you. And that belief that you can be hurt, that belief can give you the perception and experience of what you think of as you being hurt. No one can hurt a truly loving being. A truly, 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 truly loving being would never attract pain, suffering, and attack. So how do we stand secure? Well, you stand secure in your defenselessness. So how do you stand secure in your defenselessness? The way that you stand secure in your defenselessness is for you to be serenely certain. So what is it that you need to be serenely certain of? You need to be serenely certain of your safety right now. You need to be sure of salvation. You need to be sure of forgiveness, sure of your right-mindedness, sure of peace. That's what salvation is. Salvation is forgiveness. Salvation is peace. Salvation is love. Salvation is joy. So you need to be sure of your salvation. You need to be sure that you are a truly loving being. Do you know you were created as a truly loving, invulnerable, spiritual being? You are more than a human being. You have a human expression of yourself. You have a human belief about yourself. You have a body, and that body reinforces the idea that you are just a human being that could be hurt, but that's a lie. You are not a human being that can be hurt. You are spirit. You are spirit. Do you know that is your true identity? So what should you do? Well, it says, in defenselessness, we stand secure, serenely certain of our safety. When? Now. Sure of salvation, sure we will fulfill our chosen purpose. Even though I've read this book hundreds of times and have taught this for over 40 years, I work out of the book because there is nothing more powerful than the actual reading and study of the Course in Miracles book itself. And I am supporting you in giving the material attention and study, A Course in Miracles attention and study, because your willingness to give it attention, your willingness to study A Course in Miracles is symbolic of your willingness to follow the guidance of God, the higher power. Because how can you say you have surrendered yourself to a higher power when you aren't willing to do what the higher power says? You're not surrendered to something that you don't obey. You're not surrendered to something that you don't practice. So I have accepted that the Course in Miracles is my spiritual path which means that I believe that the higher power is communicating to me through A Course in Miracles, because that's my spiritual path. Whatever you consider to be your spiritual path means that's how you are relating to spirit, right? So if you are relating to spirit through A Course in Miracles, then you're saying the spirit, that my higher power is communicating to me through the Course in Miracles until I learn how to hear that higher power through doing the practices that the Course in Miracles teaches me. So what is it that you need to be sure of? Well, the Course in Miracles says you need to be sure that you will fulfill your chosen purpose, that you have a purpose. You have a purpose. You have a higher purpose for being here. You have a higher purpose for being here. And you need to fulfill your chosen purpose. And that chosen purpose is to be the light of the world. You're here to be a light. You're here to be a living demonstration of love and truth and spirit. You're here to be a living demonstration of who you really are, which is love and truth and spirit. You are here for a much bigger reason than just to attain power, money, fame, and physical pleasure. You're here for a bigger purpose than power, personal power, money, specialness, fame, and physical pleasure. You are here to be the light of the world. You're here to bring the truth and love into this fearful world. You're here to be a light. And if you fulfill your function for being here, you will be provided for. You will be truly safe if you do what you came here to do. If you do your function, if you fulfill your function. And how can you tell when you're fulfilling your function? Well, your function and your happiness are the same thing. When you're fulfilling your function, you're happy. When you're happy, you're fulfilling your function. When you fulfill your function, you are happy. When you're happy, it means you're fulfilling your function. So does that mean if you're not happy, you are not fulfilling your function? That's exactly right. If you're sad, depressed, and miserable, it just means you are not fulfilling your function. It doesn't mean that you are sinful. It doesn't mean that you're guilty. It doesn't mean that you are bad. It means you're simply not doing what you came into this world to do. So notice that the Course in Miracles says, sure, we will fulfill our chosen purpose as our ministry extends its holy blessing through the world. The Course in Miracles defines a minister as a messenger. So what is a minister? A messenger. I am a minister of God. I'm a minister of love. What does that mean? I am a messenger. Am I not delivering a message to you right now? A message that I didn't write. So that's why I feel no need to defend A Course in Miracles. I didn't write it. It was written by the higher power. It was written by the higher power. It was channeled material. The author claims to be Jesus, correcting his teachings. Whether you believe that or not is up to you. But if you do what it says, you will find yourself getting the peace and the result that it's promising, which in this case would be you having more and more safety and less drama. More and more safety, less and less drama. So what is it that you need to do? Well, the next paragraph says, be still a moment. Well, like today was a super duper test, right? What is a super duper test? It's just an opportunity to see if you're going to apply what the Course in Miracles is teaching to that situation that came up that was a super duper test. Every test that we get from life is just another opportunity to see if we mean anything that we say we're studying. It's an opportunity to practice whatever our truth is, whatever our belief is. And so what do you need to do? Well, you need to be still a moment. Now that's really interesting that the Course says you need to be still a moment. You need to be quiet a moment. Let me plug my phone in so I can keep on watching you all and watching your comments. Okay. I'm taking it slow. I will always take it slow. I would rather you remember one sentence that I covered with you than try to remember everything that I've said. But what have I said? Well, let's review. I told you to look past your imagination today. Recognize that you don't need to be defensive because the way you were created, you're unassailable. If you want to be safe, you need to let go of all thoughts of attack and thoughts of being attacked. You must leave your fearful, frightening thoughts behind, and you need to recognize that if you are not a defensive person, that means expecting something to always hurt you, and you're walking through life full of distrust and fear, then you would be certain of your safety and sure that you can fulfill your chosen purpose because you have a ministry. You're here to be a demonstrator of love, and you need to extend that holy blessing throughout the world. So what do you need to do? Well, you need to be still a moment. You need to be quiet a moment. You need to be silent. So what should you do when you are quiet? What should you do in your silence? He says, well, I want you to think how holy is your purpose. The Course in Miracles says holy means innocent, and that holy means loving. So you have an innocent purpose. You have a loving purpose. Think about how secure you rest. If you fulfill your purpose, you will be secure. Because if you're fulfilling your purpose, you will be taken care of. The universe will provide for you. Spirit will provide for you if you are doing your purpose. If you are fulfilling your purpose, then you remain untouchable in the light of your purpose. So if you're scared, that means that if you wear it, that means that if you're depressed, that means that if you're angry, you are not fulfilling your purpose. You are still not fulfilling your purpose, and you've also forgotten that you are a spiritual being. So the Course in Miracles would call you a minister of God. That simply means you are a messenger. You're here to be a messenger of love. You're here to be a messenger. You are here to be a messenger of truth. That's all being a minister means. God's ministers are simply love's messengers, have chosen. And what is the key word? The key word is chosen. What is it that a minister of God has chosen? Well, a minister or a messenger of love has chosen that the truth be with them. So what is it that you need to do right now if you want to ensure that you will be safe? You need to choose that you are going to let the truth be with you, that you are going to focus on the truth. For me, the truth comes through the Course in Miracles, right? So therefore, if I'm going to let the truth be with me, I'm going to let the teachings of A Course in Miracles be with me. The teachings of love be with me. Because if I'm going to be a messenger of love, then I have to choose that love be with me, that the truth be with me. So you can't say you want to be a messenger of love and then you're angry and attacking and projecting and blaming. That's the opposite of your function. So who's holier? Who is more loving? Who is more innocent than a minister of God? Who's more innocent, which is holier, than a messenger of love? That's what I'm doing right now. I'm giving you messages of love. I'm giving you messages of the truth. So I am fulfilling my function in this moment, and it feels good. Nothing feels better to me than when I'm allowing my body to be used to express the teachings of A Course in Miracles. You will always know when you're fulfilling your function by the way you feel. So who's holier than a minister of, or a messenger of love? Who could be more sure that their happiness is fully guaranteed? if I'm doing what I came here to do, and if I'm obeying what God tells me to do, and I'm fulfilling my function that I was created to fulfill, then that's going to be happiness guaranteed. So how do you allow your happiness to be guaranteed? Well, I just told you. You have to be what? A messenger of love and peace, and you have to choose that your truth be with you. So you can't be a hell raiser and think that you're going to fulfill your function. You cannot be a hell raiser and angry and judgmental and suspicious and prejudiced and victim conscious and think that your happiness is going to be fully guaranteed, because at that point you're not really fulfilling your function. So who could be more mightily protected than someone who's here to act out the will of God, someone who's here to act out the will of love? The Course in Miracles is in my perception, the Course in Miracles is a very advanced spiritual teaching. And since the Course in Miracles is a very advanced spiritual, you're very welcome. Thank you. It's my pleasure to fulfill my function. There's not anything on earth that gives me more pleasure than being a messenger of the Course in Miracles. Sex, money, relationships, traveling, trips, you name it. And I enjoy everything about being in the physical body. But none of it gives me the kind of pleasure and joy as I receive when I'm allowing myself to share these thoughts of love from A Course in Miracles with you. And I have seen myself be supported for over 30 years full time, because I'm willing to use my body to be used by the Holy Spirit as a messenger of love. And no matter what your physical work is in the world, you still could be a living demonstration of love and sanity and the truth wherever you are. So you don't have to quit your job. You don't have to leave your mate. You don't have to radically make changes in your outside life in order for you to fulfill your purpose, even though some people are asked to make radical changes. But most people are given a very slowly evolving training program when as many of their past mistakes as possible are corrected, and especially how they look at special love relationships. So the Course in Miracles is saying that Spirit does not ask you to radically change your life in most cases, that you have a slowly evolving training program. So what defense could possibly be needed by the ones who are among the chosen ones of God? So how do you become a chosen one? How do you become a chosen one of God? Well, God has chosen you to be a demonstrator of love and joy and happiness. And then you also choose to be a demonstrator of love and joy and happiness. So a chosen one, everybody's a chosen one, but everybody doesn't heed that call. But everybody's chosen. There's no one left out. But there are people who, first of all, have forgotten that they're spiritual beings. You're in a world where most of the people in it have forgotten who they really are. I'll say it again. You're in a world where most of the beings around you have forgotten that they are spirit, have forgotten that they are more than a body, have forgotten that they are eternal, immortal, and creators. You're in a world full of creators who've forgotten that they're creators. So they think that things that are happening to them is being created by something outside of them. That's right. Choose to be a demonstrator of love. So you're in a world full of people with spiritual amnesia. You're in a world full of people with spiritual amnesia. You're in a world full of people who have amnesia. You're in a world full of people who have amnesia. Souls who have forgotten who they really are. Souls who have forgotten who they really are. Not only are you in a world full of souls who have forgotten who they really are, you are in a world full of souls who have forgotten who they really are and who believe that they are guilty and believe that they're separate and who have shame and who have anger and who have grievances broken into by periods in which they seem to be really nice people. So you're in a world full of people who have forgotten who they are. Your job is to remember for everyone, to remember that everyone around you are spiritual, everyone around you deserves love, everyone around you are powerful. Do you understand what I'm saying? You are here to remember. You are here to remember for your relatives. Remember the truth for your friends. Remember the truth for your children. Remember what? Remember that you are a spiritual being. You were created unassailable, that you are unlimited in your power, that you are not a victim, that you create your reality, and they do too. You are here to remember that they are innocent and not sinful and guilty. You don't necessarily say that to them. You are here to remember for them. That is your mission as a minister of love. And you will be protected. You will be safe. But in the meantime, you have to do what? You have to learn how to let go of your guilt, let go of your grievances, let go of your victim consciousness, let go of your anger, let go of your belief that you are just a separate human being. That's why you have to do your spiritual work. And the Course in Miracles has a workbook in it with exercises that you do every day of the year that allows you to have that spiritual, mental transformation. Okay, so what does the next paragraph say? It is the function of God's ministers, love's messengers. Don't forget, a minister is a messenger. God is love. God is love. God is love. So it is the function of love's messengers to help their brothers choose as they have done. So what is your function? As a messenger of truth, as a messenger of love, to help others choose what you have chosen. See, I've chosen to be a demonstrator of peace, a demonstrator of love, right? So my function is to help everybody else choose to be a demonstrator of love, to be a demonstrator of light, to be a demonstrator of the truth. God has elected, what does the next line say? God has elected who? All. The Creator has elected all of us. We have all been chosen to be demonstrators of abundance, demonstrators of love, demonstrators of freedom, demonstrators of health, demonstrators of oneness. We are all have been chosen to do that. But what does the next part of the sentence say? But few, what? Few have come to realize that God's will is their will. Very few people realize that God's will, which is for us to be perfectly happy, is what they will. So do you know there's no difference? That's right. Help others choose love. That's why we're here. It's not complicated. It ain't rocket science. It's just that the Course in Miracles says, you all are not insane. It's just that you've learned insane things. We're not crazy inherently. It's just that we are learning and have been taught the craziest stuff that you could possibly imagine. And so that's what we're seeing in the world. We are seeing in the world the result of the insane stuff that we have learned. And do you know what the most insane thought of all is, according to the Course? the most insane thought of all is the thought that we're separate from each other and that we're separate from God. The most insane thought is that we're different and separate from each other and different and separate from love, which is God. Separation is the most insane idea that we have, is that somehow or another we're not connected to each other. That's the most insane idea of all. So God has elected all of us, but few have come to realize that God's will is their will. And do you know that while you fail to teach what you've learned, while you fail to, and the Course in Miracles says to teach is to demonstrate. What is to teach? To teach means to demonstrate. So when you read that line that says, and while you fail to teach what you have learned, what would be the other way you could say that? While you fail to demonstrate what you have learned. See, it's one thing to say we need to forgive each other and be peaceful and loving to each other. It's another thing to demonstrate being peaceful and loving to each other. I can say that we shouldn't attack each other and we shouldn't go off on each other and we shouldn't blame each other. But to be a true teacher, then I have to demonstrate that, which means when I'm tempted to get angry at a person, when I'm tempted to cuss a person out and go off on a person, then if I'm going to be a demonstrator of what I've learned, then I've got to take a breath, pause, don't attack, ask for higher power, what do you want me to do in this situation? Where do you want me to go? Higher power, what do you want me to say? And who do you want me to say it to? It's what the Course in Miracles says you're supposed to do. When you're tempted to attack and you're feeling that twinge and you're feeling yourself getting ready to go crazy and lose your peace or go off on somebody or get mad at somebody, you are supposed to pause, be still, be quiet, take a breath, then ask, Holy Spirit, what do you want me to do right now? Where do you want me to go right now? What do you want me to say right now? And who do you want me to say it to? So while you fail to teach what you have learned, the next line says, salvation waits. That's the same as saying, if I'm not going to demonstrate the peace that I've learned, then my peace is going to wait. And darkness, which the Course in Miracles defines as ignorance. So what is darkness? Darkness is ignorance, fear. So every time you see the word darkness in the Course, do you know that you could substitute the word ignorance? So ignorance holds the world in grim imprisonment. So what is it that's keeping the world imprisoned? What is it that's keeping the world in grim imprisonment? Ignorance. The Course is saying, you all are being very ignorant. You are being very, very ignorant with each other, and that's why the world is full of so much chaos and fear and separation and attack and jealousy and insecurity. It's because you're ignorant of the truth. You're ignorant of the truth. You're ignorant of your oneness. You are ignorant of who you are. And people who are ignorant do ignorant, dumb things like destroy the environment that sustains them and also attack each other. And as long as you don't demonstrate what you are learning, he says, nor will you learn that light has come to you. And the Course in Miracles says light is love, is truth, is understanding. So nor will you learn that light and truth has come to you. And what happens when the truth comes to you? Well, it says your escape from fear, from ignorance, has been accomplished. If I'm going to practice the truth, if I'm going to practice what the Course in Miracles teaches me about forgiveness and peace and love, then I've actually escaped the anger, guilt, and the grievances, because I can't be demonstrating peace and love and joy at the same time I'm full of anger and guilt and grievances. So when you're coming from the truth about you, when you're coming from the light about you, then your escape has been accomplished, because you're not feeling like crap, and you're not feeling threatened, and you're not feeling afraid. So that means you've escaped the ignorance. You've escaped the darkness, because you will not see the light until, now I tell you, you will not see the love. You will not see the abundance. You will not see the forgiveness. You will not see the truth, which is the light, until you offer it to all your brothers, which the Course in Miracles says that when it says the term brothers, it's not a gender reference. Do you know that the Course in Miracles says brothers means equals? So you could substitute the term equals where you see the term brothers. So let me say it again. You will not see the light. You will not see the truth until you offer it to all your equals. And that's what I'm doing with you, right? I'm offering the truth to you. I'm offering the Course in Miracles to you. And so therefore I see it, right? If nothing else, but I'm seeing it by looking at the book that I'm sharing with you. See, for me to offer it, I have to see it, right? I'm seeing it, then I'm telling, then I'm sharing it. Then I look down at the book again and I see it, and then I share it. So I'm literally demonstrating what the Course in Miracles is saying right now. I'm offering it to everyone that's watching me online. I'm not just talking it, I'm doing it. And as my equals take it, as you take it from my hands, then I recognize the truth as my own truth. As you're willing to receive this message through me, then I recognize the message is my own message. I realize the truth of this message for myself as I give it to you. That's why I absolutely love you, which means appreciate you. The Course in Miracles defines love as full appreciation. That when someone who is conscious tells you that they love you, that is not them telling you that they want to limit you, that you have all of these scripts. You're not saying that you have all these scripts that you want somebody to act out for you when you say you truly love someone. Do you know that to truly love someone means to truly, fully appreciate them? So love means appreciation from a Course in Miracles perspective. Love means appreciation. It doesn't mean I'm going to limit you to my purposes, my fantasies, and what I think I need to have. That's what you're here for. So when I say I love you, then, and you say you love me, then we're going to go into this thing of sacrificing and trying to act out each other's scripts and get each other to do and change and be the way we want them to be in order for us to get rid of our insecurities and to feel like we're important and valuable. It's no wonder people become afraid when you say you love them. It's like, I don't want you to love me if your idea of love is limiting me and having a bunch of scripts that you want me to act out in order for you to be happy. Then just pass me by and go on and give your love to somebody else. I don't want it. I want not your love. If your love is full of scripts, no, give it to somebody else. But love is full of appreciation. So the Course in Miracles says, you will not see the light until you offer it to all your brothers. As your brothers take that light of truth from your hands, so will you recognize it as your own. I'm going to do a quick recap in just a minute. I'm going to stop here. I heard a lot that I need to remember, and I hope you did too. I'm Earl Purdy. I'm a full-time teacher of the Course in Miracles, and I do it on a donation basis. If you'd like to make a financial expression of appreciation, you can use Venmo, you can use the Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. All you need is my email address, and my email address is earlpurdy, Purdy, Earl Purdy at earlpurdy.com. Earl Purdy at earlpurdy.com. I'm available for one-on-one advising, mentoring, and coaching sessions if you would like support in your study of A Course in Miracles, and if you would like me to show you how you can use these teachings to help heal any situation that you're in right now or dealing with right now, then you can have a one-on-one session with me. And that one-on-one session is called a clarity session. And a clarity session is you and me dealing together with whatever the thing is you want to see differently, or give yourself at least one session with me where I show you exactly the easiest way to study the Course in Miracles and apply it in your experience. So go to my website, read what I have in there about the description of my clarity sessions, and you can self-book an appointment with me right from my website. If you want to get in touch with your soul purpose from another perspective, I'm also an astrologer and a numerologist, and you can also allow yourself to receive that service from me. Just go to my website. Sundays at 1 p.m. Mountain Time on the Earl Purdy page on Facebook. I do another Facebook Live on A Course in Miracles, 1 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And if you're in the Denver, Colorado area, then you can also attend in person and I will be at 1555 Race Street, R-A-C-E Street, Race Street in Denver, Colorado, 80206. So you're welcome to watch it online and you're welcome to come in person. My Thursday night hardcore Course in Miracles class, which is what you're watching right now, it's online only. And it's 7 p.m. Mountain Time on the Earl Purdy page on Facebook. Please follow my classes. Please subscribe to my classes. Please share my classes with others. I upload all of my classes also to YouTube. So people don't have to necessarily be on Facebook to watch my classes. I have hundreds, literally hundreds of classes on YouTube that you can watch. All right, so what else? That's it. That's right. Okay, now let me do a quick recap. Take 2 or 3 minutes of what we covered today. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful. Watch this and listen to it at least 4 times. So let yourself hear this. So what were we told? You were told to look past your dreams. You are a spiritual being. You are an unlimited, immortal being. You're more than a human being. You have a human identity and a human experience that you're having. But you are more than a human being, and if you want to be safe, you have to look past your dreams, the things that you are imagining that aren't true. Recognize you don't need defense. You don't need to go through life as if you have to defend yourself and be on the lookout for everything that you think might hurt you or threaten you. You don't have to be defensive because you were created unassailable. So how do you let yourself be safe? You let go of all thoughts, all wishes to attack and your belief and fear that you can be attacked. Leave your fearful thoughts behind. Leave your fearful thoughts behind. Stand secure, certain of your safety now, sure of your salvation. How can you be sure? You will fulfill your chosen purpose. You have to fulfill your chosen purpose. What is your chosen purpose? To to be a demonstrator of love, to be a demonstrator of light, to be a demonstrator of the peace, so you can extend your blessing through the world, 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 through the world. So what is it that you have to do? Be still, shut up, be quiet, in silence. Think how powerful and how innocent and how holy is your purpose, how secure you rest, untouchable within its light. You are a minister of God. You are a messenger of truth. You have chosen. What is it that you've chosen? You've chosen that the truth be with you, that God be with you, that spirit be with you. So who could be holier than you? Who could be more beautiful and powerful than you? Who could be sure that their happiness is completely guaranteed than you? Who could be more mightily protected than someone who wants to demonstrate light and demonstrate love? What defense could possibly be needed by those who are among the chosen ones of God, by their election and God's election? So what is your function? Your function is to help other people choose for the truth and the light that you've chosen for. Your function is to demonstrate what a peaceful, loving, powerful person looks like. God has elected all of us, but few of us have come to realize that God's will, which is for them to have perfect happiness, is their own will. So what happens while you don't teach and demonstrate what you've learned? What happens when you don't teach and demonstrate what you have learned? You're very welcome. When you fail to teach what you have learned, then your peace waits, and ignorance and fear holds the world in grim imprisonment. So what are you learning? You're learning that the light has come to you. You are learning that the love has come to you, which means your escape has been accomplished. Why is it that your escape has been accomplished? Your escape has been accomplished because you now have another way of looking at things. You have another belief. You have another teaching that you are learning, and you won't see the light. Do you know that you won't see the love? You won't see the light until you offer it to all your equals. We are all equals. We are all equals. We are all equals. And I love you too. I love it, big bro. I tell you, we are all equals. So as others take the light from you, as others see you demonstrating the truth, and they take that light from your hands, then you're going to recognize that that light, that love, that goodness, that truth is your own. Mighty companion, it has been my pleasure, it has been my honor to demonstrate to you and share this to you. And we're going to continue with this lesson in my defenselessness, my safety lies, because this lesson is loaded. So please read it. I love you. I always listen to the classes and I look at all your comments. Please share my videos. Please follow. Please subscribe. And mighty companion, thank you, Dana. Mighty companion, may the course be with you. Love you so much.